started. So when we, before we get into anything else, if you guys don't know me, my name is Marisa and I am a certified personal trainer. I'm the assistant fitness manager at Mojave Fitness here in Mojave, California. And I'm also a 200-hour yoga certified instructor. And I also currently teach meditation classes. So like I said, meditation is something that I have been meditation and mindfulness rather is something that I've been really interested in, just because I've always gravitated towards just self-improvement and just being an overall healthier person, not just on the inside, not just on the outside rather, but also on the inside. I think that when it comes to being healthy, you know, you want to think about being healthy in all aspects of your life: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial. So, you know, of course, we're always a work in progress, but the more tools that we have to become better humans and happy, the happier we're going to be, right? So I'm going to just kind of give you guys an overview of what we're going to be discussing. So we're going to just introduce mindfulness and what it is. We're going to do a brief opening activity. We're also going to just explore the mindfulness and its concept, so what exactly it is, why it's important, and its benefits for our bodies, how to begin practicing, and then I'll give you guys some resources and tools for continuing your mindfulness practice. You may already be practicing mindfulness. If you're practicing yoga, you're practicing mindfulness without even realizing it, right? Or maybe you already meditate daily, or maybe you pray. You know, something like that. So the objective of the webinar is just to help you promote a greater understanding of what mindfulness is, and then provide you an insight on how it can be helpful to cope with your daily life and your daily stress. And then also right now, because so many of us are you know, stressed and worried and anxious about everything that's going on in our world. It's a very, very turbulent time. So mindfulness is such a great tool for you at this time, to just help keep you grounded and just feel a little bit more mentally stable. And then also like how to start a mindfulness practice, like I mentioned. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is just the consequences of our daily hectic lives. So 50 to 70 million Americans suffer from sleep disorders. You know, there's lots of sleeping pills and medications for that people are, you know, having to take, which a lot of these medications are causing other issues in our bodies. 20% greater likelihood of an individual will be dead in the next 20 years if you're sleep deprived. So sleep is really important. $63 billion of lost revenue due to decreased employee productivity, sleep loss. Increased stress is definitely huge right now. 69% of employees state that work is a major stressor in their lives. 35% of parents say that work negatively affects their home life. 18 to 24% stress increase from people from 1983 to 2009. So our stress levels are going up every single year. You know, we have more resources and more tools than ever. We have a computer at our hands, but we're more stressed than ever. Because we are more easily distracted. 36% of teenagers state that distracted driving has caused them to experience near crashes. 7 out of 10 employees became actively disengaged during work hours. 22% of employees state that stress distracts them at most 5 times each day. So stress is definitely a problem, and it is a product of our stressful, hectic lives. So, you know, what do we do about this, right? So meditation and mindfulness is something that is going to be important to help us cope with these stressors. So we're going to take just a few minutes here to just get into an opening activity just to set the mood and get us a little bit more relaxed. Just get you to be able to experience this hands-on. So let's go ahead and get in we all should be sitting, I'm assuming. So you're just going to find your comfortable posture. Just begin to close your eyes. And then just notice your breath. And then just notice your mind. Right? Your mind might start to just be a little bit busier because you've just been, you've been awake, you've been going about your day, you've been working, whatever you're doing. And just start to notice any sensations in your body, anywhere you're feeling particularly stressed, tired. Maybe there's some pain in the body, discomfort. And then just begin to gradually increase the length of your breath. So feel your breath just lengthen as you inhale. And as you exhale, let the air out through the nose or mouth. Start to feel the breath draw deeper into the abdomen area. And then again, exhale, let the breath release. Just do 3 more cycles on your own here. No matter what stressors or worries you have, just place those off to the side and focus just on your breath. Just 1 more cycle. Just start to gently blink your eyes open and just come back to your body and your space, feeling refreshed, energized, renewed, and relaxed. So meditation doesn't have to be complicated. It can be just as simple as closing your eyes and taking 10 deep breaths. And you're practicing mindfulness essentially. So think about what was the experience like for you. So if you've been practicing breath practice, this may not be a new concept, but this is something that you might have noticed in the past already. Is it challenging? Is it easy? Why do you think meditation has become so prevalent in our society today as a stress relief tool? It's effective for one. So, and it's something that you could do that doesn't require huge sacrifice in your time, and it provides instant benefits. So going on to what is mindfulness. So mindfulness is paying attention to the present moment without judging it. It's a state of awareness and a practice. It involves cultivating a state of mind of curiosity, imagination, openness, and acceptance of one's experience. We can be mindful of our senses and of our inner world of thoughts and emotions. It helps us to reflect and respond, not react impulsively. It is simple, but often it's not that easy. So one of the things that mindfulness is not is turning your brain off. Okay, it is never about turning your brain off. It is just redirecting your awareness and your focus to your focus of that day, whether it be your breath, or maybe there's a certain exercise you're practicing. There's many different ways to practice it. When we practice that present time awareness, you're becoming more alert, you're bringing more clarity into your body, to your brain, and more stability mentally. Equanimity, it brings ease, momentary acceptance, and non-compulsion. So, I tend to be a very compulsive person, and something that I've had to work on. I'm very kind of go with the flow, but sometimes it's good to step back and really assess a situation to make the best decision possible. So mindfulness versus meditation. Like I said, mindfulness and meditation are different. Mindfulness is a way of living your life daily in the present or future. Okay, So it can be practiced any time of the day. Mindfulness is a way of living, is what you want to look at it as, being mindful and more present with not just yourself, but with others. It does not require meditation, although meditation can be a very good way to practice mindfulness. Meditation is a little bit different. Meditation is actually practicing mindfulness while sitting quietly for a period of time. So it does require, it is a bit different in that sense. Meditation can range anywhere from 5 minutes. There's meditations that last up to even, you know, an hour or more, depending on the practitioner. What does it look and feel like, mindfulness specifically? So attention. When we pay attention, we're listening, we're watching, or considering what naturally exists. Intention, we're purposefully increasing awareness of experience. Presence, being here in the moment, in the here and now. Openness, being curious, objective, and non-judgmental about the experience. So when we think about openness, sometimes you can go through meditation and kind of think it's silly, or your brain just doesn't want to participate. So it's so important for us to become open and receptive to the mindfulness practice. Other frequently asked questions, is mindfulness a religion? It is not a religion. It's a non-secular practice that enhances the well-being, which is backed by science. You know, you can by all means incorporate your own religious beliefs into your mindfulness practice, but that is not the way that it is traditionally intended or taught, at least by myself. What if you're not comfortable practicing? Maybe it's not your thing. You've heard people that say, I don't like yoga. I don't like it. It's too slow. You know, I don't like meditation. It's too slow. It's boring. Right. So it's not something that you should ever feel forced to do, but it might be helpful to try it, and try it more than once. It's called a practice for a reason. And again, it's important to keep an open mind. However, I do want to say that with mindfulness and meditation practice, if you're going in with that kind of attitude already, right, then you're already saying no before you even practice it. You've already made up your mind about it. So it's up to the individual, and sometimes, you know, no matter how much you try to convince people on the benefits and things like that, maybe it's something that they'll have to find later in their life. What if I can't focus and keep my mind from wandering? So this is very, very natural and normal. Our brains are meant to wander and to think of things, and we have a naturally kind of judgmental mind. We judge things and we assess things, we observe things. So, you know, it's a natural process. The aim should never be to suppress your thoughts. You just simply notice when the thoughts are coming, and without judgment, you're bringing your awareness back to the goal of your practice, which would be your breath usually, or something else. The practice of bringing the mind back once it's wandered is the essence of mindfulness. So why mindfulness is important? So these are kind of some research findings, backed by science. So in your brain, your academic kind of brain, cognitive performance is improved. You have a better attention, reduced anxiety during difficult testing or challenging tasks. So this is so important to teach to our children when they're young and receptive, because it can make them perform better, or yourself better if you're still a college student or you're still learning. Mental and behavioral health, so it helps decrease stress levels, it increases emotional well-being and self-compassion. Socially, healthier responses to challenging situations. So personally, it has helped me to be a little bit more, work well with others better, increase compassion to others in need. So even if you have a different perspective, we can still be compassionate. So with mindfulness, there's actually studies showing that the prefrontal cortex, which is the area responsible for impulses, it became more active and showed more connections during mindfulness practice. There's also an increased activity in the hippocampus, or the memory area of your brain. So, this is essentially, think about this as, exercise for your brain, and it's scientifically proven to work. Some more of the benefits, again, improved attention, reduced stress, improved sleep, maintain awareness to prevent or mitigate discomfort, balance and renew resources, energy, and health, right? Like asking yourself, what do I need right now? So becoming more aware of what you need to become that happy, fulfilled person in your life. So it's also good to transition from reacting to acting. Like I said, you're acting less impulsively, being more reflective of things before you, take that action. More efficient use of energy. So making the right decisions the first time. It encourages self-awareness and compassion. So you're more likely to seek to understand yourself first, which in turn will help you understand others better. Increased empathy for others as well as yourself, planning and prioritizing. So presentations are communication tools that can be demonstrations. So basically you're better at planning and organizing things in your life. So this is kind of an interesting article I was reading out of a book actually. So these are neural pathways. So your brain develops neural connections and eventually becomes conditioned based on your choices and experiences. It's said that neurons fire together, wire together. The more you practice an activity or mindset, the more neurons networks are connected. With approximately 100 billion neurons, the brain's possible connections are vast. So yoga, this is talk about yoga, but it's also applies to meditation. Practices facilitate this process. So builds new connections in your brain. New experience triggers neurons to form new connections, and repetition strengthens and continues to build. So you can change your brain and your thinking patterns. So if you've had childhood trauma or you've had experiences that have caused you to be some of the things that we're talking about, some of the maybe negative experiences, maybe you tend to be very negative and you tend to be very stressed and you tend to worry a lot. Then this meditation, mindfulness, yoga practices can help change your brain, and it keeps changing your brain over time for the better. Self-compassion. So self-compassion is a capacity to comfort and soothe others. This is soothe ourselves. So this is so important, and mindfulness is a huge proponent of self-compassion, supporting emotional development, self-awareness, self-acceptance, motivating self with encouragement during difficult times, challenges, awareness of negative or painful experiences or emotions or thoughts. So it's essentially, you're built-in, your own therapist is how I like to look at as mindfulness as far as your self-compassion goes, right? Of course, it doesn't replace the therapist all the time, but these are many things that therapists learn and are starting to steer more towards teaching people instead of automatically putting people on these crazy medications for mental health, because these things can be very effective in helping people cope with mental health issues or just anxiety, stress, which is really common right now. So with mindfulness, you want to come into mindfulness practice with a beginner's mind. So you are not trying to shoot for being a perfect person. That is not the goal. Every day, every hour, every minute is a unique and a new opportunity to do something better, right? To be a better person, to make better decisions, to make better connections, right? And we all have our unique moments where we feel that we're just not fulfilling the best possible version of ourselves. So with mindfulness and meditation, it's wonderful because there's no deadline. This is you, yourself, no one else. This is you just being the best version of yourself every single day, and being okay when you're not the best, when you didn't act the way that maybe you should have, right? We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We're human. So how to start a meditation practice. So it can be, this is just kind of a general, easy way to start to look at it. So scheduling 5 minutes of mindfulness, waking, upon waking is preferred. So first thing in the morning is better if you can do it then, but it's not essential that you do it in the morning. You can do it in the afternoon or anytime you get a break. You want to have a quiet and comfortable space, right? Maybe it isn't a room. Maybe you're in nature. Maybe there's a trail around your neighborhood that just brings you to that state of peace. Focus on your breathing, body awareness. So just becoming aware of your body and how you feel. Bringing awareness back to the breath when the mind wanders. Practice mindfulness throughout the day. So mindfulness is not just this time in yoga, or this time that you spend breathing for 5 minutes or on your walk. You want to think about mindfulness in every situation possible, through interactions with yourself and through others. Deep breathing and sensations. So just being aware of the sensations that arise in your body and in your mind when you're practicing. So like I said, starting a yoga practice is a really easy way to incorporate mindfulness and meditation. You know, a quiet and comfortable space is also a great idea for starting a daily practice, somewhere where you're going to be able to relax. You're actually getting the additional benefit of not just your mind, but you're getting that mind-body connection. So you're moving your body along with synchronizing your breath, and you know, there's a lot of benefit to releasing physical stress from our bodies in addition to that mental stress. It doesn't have to be strenuous. It doesn't have to be power yoga or crazy, you know, HIIT yoga or anything like that. It doesn't have to be complicated. Mindfulness can be, you know, squeezing your muscles and then releasing them. Belly breathing, which we practiced earlier in the webinar. It can also be mindfulness with eating. So paying attention to your food and how you're eating your food. Are you just scarfing your food down without thinking about it? Or are you on your phone while you're eating, right? So just be more mindful of chewing your food slowly, smelling it, tasting it, really enjoying it. Of course, meditation, sitting in a relaxed, comfortable position. Blowing bubbles, just a different one. Noticing their shapes, textures, and colors. Maybe art, if you're an artist, if you paint, it's a great way to also practice meditation. Listening to music is also a form of mindfulness meditation. I don't know if you guys ever had that experience where you're listening to a really good song and you feel this tingling in your brain and it's a good feeling, right? That's mindfulness happening through the magic of music. So in meditation, posture is important. So you want your spine to be nice and straight, perpendicular to the ground. Your head should be level or slightly down. Your muscles are always relaxed. Your body is still, your eyes are closed, or you can also just kind of soften your gaze. Adopting an upright posture not only is good for, relaxing in meditation, but it also can help build self-esteem. So the way that you sit can translate into how you feel about yourself. Reduce negative mood, build resilience to stress. So if you're at the desk and you're on your computer and you're starting to hunch over, right, you start to feel, you kind of feel closed off and you feel not so great. So just correcting your posture can make a big difference in your day. Pranayama is breath practice. So basically with the pranayama practice or breath work, you're learning to calm your central nervous system down. This is just the anatomy of the breath. The inhale and exhale, when you inhale, blood is shunted to your heart and lungs to help them function. During each exhale, your heart is slightly more relaxed with increased parasympathetic activity. So this explains why elongating your exhales is relaxing. So it stimulates your parasympathetic system, which is your relaxed system. Breath work is a really, really important and crucial part of mindfulness, whether you practice it in yoga or just on your own. So meditation can help us embrace our worries, our fears, our anger, and that is very healing. We let our natural capacity of healing do the work. So practicing meditation, it can be something that you do daily, whether you're listening to a guided meditation, or maybe you're just going, like I said, on a walk. It's basically, exercise for your brain daily. So this is something I've mentioned in previous webinars, but checking your internal chatter is a huge part of being more mindful. So avoiding negative self-talk, change negative affirmations to positive affirmations, or incorporate positive affirmations in your meditation practices, and cultivating optimism. So optimism can really change the way that you feel and can really make your day a lot better. Another thing I recommend for meditation and mindfulness is keeping a journal. Journal your experiences, observing your thoughts. You can journal after you practice. A gratitude journal is also something that's very common, writing down what you're grateful for on a daily basis, and use this to create the tone for your day. And then always write without judging yourself. So with mindfulness, community is a huge component of it. If you're the kind of person that needs that community to be able to be more of a mindful person, starting a mindfulness or meditation group is a great idea. Find a good meditation or yoga instructor. Find supportive mentors or friends who may be able to keep you accountable. And then share mindfulness with others, with your kids, with your friends, right? To anyone that might want to, that you feel that might benefit from it and might be receptive. So the take-home message is that mindfulness has many benefits to your overall health. It's good to keep an open mind. Try to practice mindfulness throughout your day and daily. Meditation is recommended but not required to practice mindfulness. And then again, have patience with it. Meditation is something, mindfulness is something that needs to be practiced, and it's a practice of your whole life, right? So if you look at it that way, it's exciting because there's so much that can change in every day, and every day is a new opportunity to become better. Here are some resources. So of course, Mojave Fitness Center. We offer yoga classes, a variety of yoga classes, as well as meditation. I also recommend the Headspace app if you are looking for more of a daily app. That one does cost money. A free one is the Insight Timer. That one has a ton of free meditations that you could listen to, and they are free. They do have ads if you do the free version. But I have that on my phone, and I really like that app because you could look it up by, 5-minute meditation, or you can do one on the breath. So there's just different ones. Excuse me. And then here are my sources. Other than that, did you guys have any questions on any of that? That concludes my presentation. Did you guys have any questions? I'll open up the room here to anyone else. I'm gonna unmute you guys. So if you guys don't have any questions, then I will go ahead and close the presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed that information. I think that mindfulness is something that we can all use right now. So if you guys wanted to share this presentation with anyone, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll be probably posting it on our YouTube in the next couple of days anyway. So if you want that link, then just reach out to me and I can go ahead and share that with you guys.
Thanks, Marisa.
Okay, thank you, Anchi.